everyone, my name is River, and every channel has a first video. You just found mine, and I'm glad you're here. Welcome. Today I'm talking about why fathers in 2026 are generally less strict than fathers in the 1980s. And no, it's not because dad suddenly got weak. Let's start with the 1980s dad. If you grew up in the 80s, your dad didn't explain the rules, he delivered them with authority. If you asked, why can't I do that? The answer was always the same, because I said so. That was it. No discussion, no emotional check-in. Now, fast forward to 2026. You ask a dad why he can't do something and he says, okay, let's sit down and talk about how that makes you feel. Whereas a 1980s dad would say, I'll give you something to feel. One big reason dads are less strict today is because society changed. In the 1980s, fathers were expected to be providers and enforcers. They worked long hours, came home tired, and discipline was quick and firm. Parenting was more about obedience than understanding. Kids weren't supposed to express feelings. They were supposed to go outside. Today, fathers are expected to be emotionally involved. They go to parent-teacher meetings, they know their kids' favorite songs, even if they wish they didn't. Modern dads are encouraged to communicate instead of intimidate, which means fewer my house, my rules speeches and more let's set boundaries together conversations. Another reason is research. In the 1980s, parenting advice was basically yelling builds character. Now we have studies saying things like trauma is bad. Modern fathers grew up hearing about mental health, emotional intelligence, and childhood development. So instead of punishment first, they try understanding first. An 80s dad saw a bad grade and said, what happened? A 2026 dad says, are you feeling overwhelmed? Same situation, very different energy. Technology also changed everything. In the 80s, dads didn't know where their kids were, but they didn't worry about it either. You left the house in the morning, came back when the street lights were turned on. If you disappeared for 6 hours, your dad just assumed you were being a kid. In 2026, dads have to know where you are, where you were, where you almost went. They'll text you like, are you okay, sweetie? Because dads know more. They don't have to be as strict. They're informed, they're involved, they're mildly stressed at all times. There's also the generational effect. Have been raised by strict dads themselves. They remember being scared to talk to their father. They remember not feeling heard. So now they're trying to do better. They don't want to be feared. They want to be trusted. That's why modern dads say things like, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. But let's be clear, less strict doesn't mean no rules. Modern dads still have rules, they just sound different. An 80s dad said, go to bed now. A 2026 dad says, you have school tomorrow, let's make a good choice. Same role, different tone. And modern dads still get serious when needed. The difference is now, discipline often comes with explanations, support, and sometimes a TED Talk. So why are fathers in 2026 less strict than fathers in the 1980s? Because parenting evolved, because research improved, because emotions are no longer seen as weakness, and because modern dads realized fear doesn't build respect, connection does. And honestly, today's dads deserve credit. They're breaking cycles, they're learning. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click the thumbs up button. And if you really enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel to get more cool content like this. And guys, don't forget to leave in the comments down below if your parents were like the 1980s or more like 2026. Thank you.